Let's talk about the render just a little, how we can work with a rendering system of the Revit software. But as I told you before, that's not useful, and there are some other softwares for rendering, and it's really normal. There are many softwares which users don't use the rendering system of that software. Mac software, for example. To be able to have rendering in Revit software, first of all, have a camera. We talked about the cameras in previous parts. Here, when it's like this in view, right here we have render and also rendering cloud. If you have Autodesk account, you can have rendering in Autodesk servers. It will be online and it's sent it to you. But normal rendering in Revit software is here, rendering window, which you can have it in both ways. Region, in this way you can have a frame and everything which is inside of this frame will be in rendering, and when you remove it, everything which is in this scene will be in rendering. Let's have a tree here. I put a tree with these RPCs, and in 3D view I can see it here. Okay, different modes are here: medium, high, and best, and custom view, which when you have it in custom you can edit it, and when it's in simplified, the material and the light will be really simple, and when you put it in advanced, all of them will be processed. And here, render by level, when you increase it, the process of the rendering will be longer, but the quality will be more as well. And after that, here we have render by time. Here, 20 minutes, for example. And at the end, you will have the things which were possible to be made in these 20 minutes. After that, until satisfactory, when you select it, it starts rendering. It won't be stopped. And whenever you see that you are satisfied by this rendering, you can stop it. I put this in medium, and here we have output setting, and this one is a screen. When you select it, you can have what you currently see right here, and you can see its resolution here. Width and height are here. When I change it to printer, I can consider DPI. When you increase DPI, the resolution will be more in this frame. The size of the frame is fixed, but the resolution is going to be more. Right now it's 600 dpi, it's almost 4K. And if you want to print something, or when you want to make something bigger, try to have it in 600. But I suggest you to not use the rendering system of Revit software, because it's based on CPU, and when you want to have a high quality rendering, it will be really long. It's time consuming. I myself have experienced some long renderings here in Revit software. One of them was almost 24 hours. But in that time it was different. In new versions it's a little better. When I have it in a screen, here I can control lighting. When I have it in exterior sun only, it will consider the light of the sun, or exterior sun and artificial. In this one, if you have any light in your project, exterior lights or whatever with light, it considers the sun and that lights together. And when you have it in artificial only, it just considers the artificial lights. And interior as well, when you have it in interior sun only, it just considers the light of the sun which is inside of the building, and some other things which are similar. I put it in sun only and sun setting to see different parts of the sun. And here, if you want to control the sun, turn on the shadows to be able to see the direction of the light of the sun. Right now the sun is straight from top left or straight from top right. They're obvious. Here we have background, which in your rendering you can have sky. When you change it to no cloud, it will be without clouds or very few clouds, and you can have it till very cloudy with more clouds. When you have it in color, you can have a color in your background. Image, you can consider and set an image for the background. And transparent, it will be empty and you can have a PNG file and you can use it for shitting. Here you have a adjust exposure. Let me have them after rendering process. And this simple thing which we have here, just to have a little cloud and a render with Revit software. Okay, it starts processing, and as you can see, this render is awful. If you want to have a perfect rendering, you need to stop rendering in Revit software and try another software. But here when we want to have adjust exposure value, the brightness of the render, move it to right to have it darker and move it to left to make it brighter, and it's overexposed. I can reset it. After that, here we have highlight. Wherever which covered by light, like this surface, it can be brighter. After that, here we have shadow. When you increase it and close it to darker side, the shadows will be darker. And saturation, which you can control it to have more colors, and we can decrease it if you want and have it in gray without any color. And white point, you can make your render warmer or you can have it in left to make it cooler. And with reset, everything will be reset. Okay, when I have this in high and a small DPI, for example 75, let's have render one more time. Here, as you can see, the processing is a little more and it can be good. This system is powerful and it's doing it like this, but in normal systems it takes too much time. Okay, if you want to save your render in your project, you can click on save to project. Then you need to have a name for it, then save it in rendering, and if you click on export, you can have it in desktop or everywhere you want. And when you have a click here, show the model, you can see the model, and show rendering to see rendering. When you have a new rendering, it will be gone. Okay, that's it, rendering and material, but that was just basic things. In all projects which we work on them, we have materialization and also lighting and exposure and rendering in Scape. I'll teach you about it to be able to have high quality renders. Okay, there were some basic informations which were necessary for you to know about them, about rendering in Revit software. I hope that you enjoyed. Good luck.